video is brought to you by Sutco Transportation. Sutco's hiring Class 1 drivers. What are you looking at me so funny for? What?
You didn't do a test.
Oh, I didn't do a test.
Now we're all screwed up again.
That was a test.
Okay. Try again.
It would have worked.
Try again.
This video is brought to you by Sutco Transportation. Sutco is hiring Class 1 drivers in Alberta, British Columbia, and other places actually. And go to sutco.ca to apply and use promo code QUADFAN. They're also hiring drivers in Saskatchewan. I saw the job opening online. If you go to sutco.ca and go to the careers, you can see other job postings. I know Saskatchewan, I saw Ontario truck drivers up. And there's also a bunch of office jobs too up, so it's not part of the ad read, but there's a bunch more jobs over there, so. And if all of a sudden you're in an area where there's no job posted, I would still give them a call if you're interested. They're looking to grow the company bigger, so. Like for example, the truck drivers positions in Ontario might become more if it works out. I think they're doing some kind of test over there. We'll see if it works out. They may make a Ontario branch, which would be huge. So yeah, if you're interested, actually want to do the job, head to sutco.ca. It is hot. We messed up. We messed up big time. We didn't record a video first thing in the morning. Because first thing in the morning it was comfortable. We could run with the windows closed. Right now the windows are all open in the bunk. There's 4 windows in the bunk. We've got those open. It's kind of jiggling and making noise back there. Sorry that it is too hot to close all the windows. We've closed our front windows to make it a bit quieter, but outside is 28 degrees Celsius. And in here, it's going to hit 30, 35 by the time we're done this video. It's hot in this truck. So I'm like, hey, we're kind of facing out of the sun right now. A couple of clouds. Let's get this video in while we can still breathe. Once we hit that fuel station later on, can you start working on food? And then we can have food ready by the time we head to the rest area.
Sure.
It's literally the first time I've talked to her since, hours ago, because we've had the windows open and hearing protection on.
And we have those like heavy duty like racetrack ones, air show ones.
Big 3M hearing protection on. So apparently I was supposed to be told to drop by Castlegar Kenworth and they were going to fix my AC. I wasn't given that message until we were way out here in the US.
No, you were literally at the border crossing.
Oh yeah, I was in the border. Yeah, right, at the border crossing. It's like we are hours away from Castlegar. You can't notify me now that I was supposed to stop at Kenworth in Castlegar. Man, the line painting guy was drunk. Wow. I know they're temporary line. Wow. This is the intersection of Highway 174 and Highway 17 in Washington.
We got routed this way.
Yeah, we've got a new person in the. We got actually 2 new people in the office. I think the highway division's finally getting the people they need in the office to be able to do the job. And the new person routing doing our permits, has had like I think 8 years of heavy haul experience of actual drive time. So he knows how to properly route us with permits. We got a beautiful permit routing on this run, and it actually saved us 10 miles.
And it goes through my favorite spots.
And it goes through Dry Falls, so. And this is kind of a wilderness here, but I never record here because how boring it is. So because of that, it's unique to you guys because I don't like recording here. So often you guys find the roads that I find boring most interesting. So we'll see how this one goes. Now you're getting into the sun a little bit now that we're turning this way a bit. We crossed across the Columbia River, and the cold air coming off that river felt so good.
It's tempting to stop for a break.
Yep, it's like, hey, we gotta stop right on top of this bridge. Hey, look, our truck is broken down. we need a break on top of this bridge, get some cold air in.
Well, there's a few spots today where we had no airflow. We were just like, oh.
No airflow. It's like we're driving with wind. Just the air, it's just like so stale. It's like 28 degrees Celsius. And it's not 28 degrees Celsius. It's not terrible when you're outside, but inside the truck here with no AC, no moving air, you just melt.
And no escape. You just can't get up and move.
Yep. Our backs are just wet and sweaty and yucky, and it's gross. So tomorrow's video will be early in the day. Not necessarily first thing in the day, but first couple hours. And I did that most of the day last week, and we've got to get the rest of them in early this week.
Yeah, you brought the truck to the shop on the weekend.
Oh yeah, so as far as the AC goes, I brought the shop in on the truck. I brought the truck in on the weekend. They told me exactly what's wrong. It's just one AC hose that's been rubbed through, but they didn't want to fix it. What?
I was making sure the cookies weren't falling over.
They didn't want to fix it because it's under warranty, those things. So they said it's best to bring it back to Kenworth and have Kenworth fix it because it's all under warranty. So we do have an appointment next weekend to have it fixed. I sure hope it gets fixed.
We're supposed to get both of our ACs fixed.
Yeah, hopefully the truck and the bunk AC is fixed. The boss did drop me a message going, hey, if all of a sudden it's too hot overnight, just let me know and we'll get you a hotel room.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome. That says a lot. When you have a truck that's malfunctioning a bit, that the boss calls and goes, hey, if you need a hotel room for the night, just let us know. We'll take care of you. Yeah. At night it's still pretty cool. So I think we'll be fine. We'll survive the nights. But if it also gets really hot, I'll take them up on the offer.
Last night you wanted the bunk heat, and it was too hot for me. I would have been fine probably without it.
You turned it up too high.
You told me what temperature.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And the morning was 8 degrees Celsius.
It was supposed to be 8 or 9, but I felt too warm overnight.
You hear the rattling now?
It's just the wind.
No, there's something rattling in the wind. The wind is rattling something.
Well, there's really nothing. It might be your tarp. Hello?
It might be lumber wrap on the bottom because the windows are open. We're hearing that. I don't know.
So I'm like, there's nothing on the bed. Nothing that is rattling. Nothing around it. It's not like those windows make it much cooler up here, but it's at least letting some of the hot air out.
Yeah. Having the bunk windows open, it doesn't. At least it prevents the bunk from getting so hot, and it sucks a little bit of the air out. I've got the fan going at full speed.
And when he stopped doing there, I went back there. I was like, oh my, it's so warm back there. And that's when the windows opened. We've kind of been in and out of rain today, too.
Well, that's why I wasn't too worried about shooting a video first thing in the morning. I'm like, the weather is just completely overcast. It's going to be a nice cool day today. Don't have to really worry about shooting a video first thing in the morning. Wrong. The clouds started going away and more blue sky, and it got hot and hot and hotter and hotter and hotter. No big deal if we actually had AC.
I love that view right now I see in your camera on the clouds, and it's just really pretty.
It's a pretty day out here.
Yeah.
I would be very much enjoying this if I had AC.
Yeah.
Hey, our grandparents survived it. Well, I guess they weren't in such airtight cabins either, but our grandparents survived hot days, so.
Nope, doesn't go that far.
Why are you blowing a fan on? You don't want a fan blowing on me.
What was it?
Oh, there's a case tiger.
It needs a little bit longer protection cord. I did feel good for a little bit.
Looks like the winter wheat's doing pretty good here.
Did we say where we were going?
No, I haven't said anything about where we're coming from, where we're going.
I'm like, I don't think so, but maybe I missed that conversation.
Oh, you want me to? Oh, that was a hint. Got it. We've got a 10-foot wide load. Oh, that's the wrong topic. Okay. We're just headed to Portland. Same spot I've gone 3 times. This will be the 3rd time there. Last time it took them 4.5 hours to unload. 4.5 hours to unload. Brand new dispatcher left message and asked if I could be there by 9 a.m. and I'm like, no, not a chance. Unless you give me some wings and I can take a shortcut, that's just not gonna happen. But he's brand new, like he has no clue what's going on. He probably Google mapped it and go, hey, this person should be able to make it there by 9. It's like, no, it's just not gonna happen. He'll learn how long it takes to get to places. I know our other dispatcher is really good at it. In fact, often better than I am. He gives me an ETA. I told him that you'd be there well before 10 p.m. I'm like, ooh, I didn't think I was going to be there till 11:30. And she's done the math better than me because I just had took a brief glance. And I ended up being there about 9:30. That was on Friday. So I got there when she said I was going to get there. I'm like, huh, okay. I guess she knows what she's talking about.
People I guess if you use like a trucking map service or Google, which is car.
And of course, you have to put in brakes, you have to put in fuel, you have to put in all those times, and Canada hours of service, and US hours of service. My mistake was I was still on US hours of service. That's why I thought I'd be there later.
we're probably gonna get unloaded tomorrow, but
Yeah, well, probably get unloaded tomorrow. Hopefully we get all the way unloaded. If not, then it is what it is. We might have to drop our trailer and bobtail out.
yeah.
So there's no overnight parking allowed, or I guess it's a local bylaw. I don't know where we would go to park, but we'd have to figure that out. But if you're bobtailing, it's not hard to find a spot.
You would want to make sure your trailer is locked up.
Well, it'll be locked up inside the fence.
Still locked up. When they make sure all their stuff is locked up, then you make sure your stuff is locked up.
Yeah, they double lock up everything. They've got the containers, and they put big padlocks on the containers. All their work gear goes into the containers, and then they go and park the telehandler in front of the containers.
And they padlock their outhouses.
They're padlocked all the porta potties. They padlock all the gates. Everything is padlocked. It is locked up over there. And they said they still have stuff going missing.
Yeah, so hence if you leave the trailer, it's getting locked up. But yeah, we'll see how that goes and if we get reloaded or not, or... So there's quite a few of these blue lamp panels. We saw a driver go to Ontario, another one to Texas,
Yep.
and another one to where we went by Seattle,
Yep.
and we're going to Portland. So we're going all
Out
over.
of the 4 trucks there, kind of spread out, going all
Yeah.
over the place. Might get lucky and get a thunderstorm. Although it's really clear that way, there's hardly any clouds further
the
west.
thunderstorm would be
All
that.
the clouds are east, and we're going to be heading west.
And like I said, yesterday and today were rainy, and the rest of the week looks beautiful. So.
I'd be happy with the rest of the week looking rainy just to keep us cool.
Yep.
Put a little mindworm in the boss's ear that I wouldn't mind having Friday, Saturday, Sunday off for a 3-day weekend. We'll see. If it works out, it works out. If not, I won't be too disappointed.
This weekend or next weekend?
Next weekend.
Yeah. And then it won't be long before vacation as well.
Yep. I gotta shoot a couple more videos for vacation.
Yeah.
And then I noticed last week I had a video with no ending credits. Sorry, members, didn't kind of miss you on that one. I was uploading it and I'm like, huh. Well, it's too late now. I don't have time to go back. We're out of time.
And you have to re-render the whole thing.
4K videos take a long time to render.
My tarp Geology video should be out by the time they see this video.
Tarping video was probably a week and a half ago. A week
Yeah.
ago. Yep, a week ago.
Hopefully people are enjoying that.
There's some deer there. Eating the winter wheat.
So hazy with the mountains. It's so hot.
Hey, we have an oversized load behind us. It's catching up with us. I think I'll let him by. He caught up with us that quick. I'm gonna let him by over here on this corner in 5 miles.
See the crane dude?
Yeah, it's the guy with the crane on the back. Looks pretty light.
At the border we saw him.
He was behind us on the border.
And then behind him was the other circular driver.
But he went the opposite direction. He's on Highway 2.
Yeah, fun highway.
It's probably in Wenatchee, right about now.
And there was another crazy lineup to get back into Canada.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Customs to get back into Canada has been some fairly long delays.
Yeah.
So far, I've been lucky and have not been stuck in any of those delays yet, but most of the time when we're going over to the US, it's like, ooh, it's a long line going back into Canada.
I think it's going to get worse in a few weeks since school's out for everybody.
True, yeah.
It's going to get worse. I'm going to have to start planning for a lot of downtime at some of the borders. Especially since it's coming into Canada, you have to have that app, and a lot of people won't, and then
Hey, driver, I'll let you buy us at this corner here. I don't know if he's on CB radio or not. Nobody's ever on the radios.
well, we had that conversation a few videos ago.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have more people on the radios.
It's nice, but then it's not nice. I don't know.
Well, it's nice if we would all be polite on the radio
Yeah.
too. When you get to Vancouver, you just turn it off because all it is garbage on the radio. Not safe for work.
And then there's a lot of places that are just political, and you're like, no, I don't want that either. God, we're getting so close.
I see dry falls way in the
Uh-huh.
background.
It's a place where video doesn't do justice.
No. This is one of those places, if you can go visit it yourself, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool site to visit.
I want to go kayaking there. I have a spot picked out.
Yeah. I'd be up for that.
I would gladly pay the day fee for the pass to do it.
Yeah. Usually like $20.
Yeah, it's not that bad, really. If you time it out, it's good for multiple parks if you time it out.
A lot of luggage on top of some of those vans. I'm not sure.
Like coming from Spokane Airport, maybe,
Or they're bringing in people from down south for temporary workers over
Oh.
here in the orchards.
True. Yep, other luggage.
Could be going to Mexico border and bringing in temporary workers from Mexico.
Well, they can fly into Spokane and do it that way too.
Yeah.
Or another big airport.
I'm sure they're going to try to do it the cheapest way possible. I don't know if flying is cheaper.
Well, the way the gas prices are going, I'm sure flying is cheaper.
True. Just going to pull into that pullout and stop just long enough for the other driver to pass us. And then head down the hill.
We haven't flown your quadcopter in a while.
I know.
I have a good fan right now.
1.5 miles. Turn right on State Route 17.
Oh, you're pulling in here too. Okay, never mind. So I'll let you buy me. We're on the radio. We could have communicated that.
Pothole.
Pothole. All through it. Okay, never mind.
Helen's thinking dinner time.
Don't complain if you catch up with me in 10 minutes.
Turn right on State Route 17.
Soap Lake, Ephrata, right turn in half a mile. The lake ahead of us, I don't know what it's called. Completely escapes. Maybe the sign will say. No, that's for Dry Falls. It's a man-made lake, filling up the old riverbed.
I don't know if it's the same lake because I saw it earlier.
It's they pump the water out of Lake Roosevelt,
Yeah.
pump it up here, and then when there's need to have more electricity, they actually let the water flow out through extra turbines and make extra electricity, and then when the load is light, they pump the water back in here.
It's interesting.
And they also use it for irrigating all of the Columbia Basin. So a lot of irrigation coming out of this lake. One of the main points of building that lake, that dam. Originally they were going to build a low dam for just electricity, and then they decided to build a high dam for irrigation and electricity, and then in the future they put in more electricity. There's a lot of history behind that Grand Coulee Dam. Here's Dry Falls on the left-hand side. We're basically driving an old river basin, and up ahead over here it fell down into a huge, massive waterfall. This waterfall was active today and would be the biggest waterfall in the world.
It would be pretty awesome.
last time through here I said it was created from ice age, ice flow melt, but it was actually from the Missoula floods. Watch some geologist videos on YouTube and I'm like, oh, I got that wrong. Missoula floods created this basin, this gorge. I think when we drop down to the bottom of the valley, we will have shade and we'll be a little cooler down there.
That's the best news right now. I'm sitting in the sun and not enjoying it. I know it wouldn't be legal, but there's a temptation to put one of the baby shavings on my window.
Oh yeah. But didn't care in my view.
Yeah, but it
I
would,
see people do that on their front windows. I'm like, there's no way that's legal.
no, but it would feel good.
Dropping down the falls. There's our shade. Ooh.
Oh,
It's literally almost instant relief, right?
it is. It's always so beautiful driving the bottom of this gorge or canyon or whatever it's called. Bunch of RVs parked over here.
Yeah, for tourist season. Down a couple of degrees. It's now 26 degrees Celsius. It's still hot here, but it's a little cooler here. Two degrees actually makes quite a big difference. Still hot.
I'm like, I would prefer another 5. Okay, at least another 4.
This island would be so much fun to take on a motorcycle.
Probably. Let's see. My first thought is you can't bring a kayak, but
Somehow strap a kayak onto your back on a motorcycle.
get one of the floatable ones or inflatable ones.
Inflatable one would work, yeah. Little bit of sunshine.
Where I was thinking of kayaking at the end over here. There's a public fishing parking lot there.
Yeah.
And right here we have these cool islands and backdrop of that.
Can discover past here, kayak around those islands. There's some caves over here too.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things. Here's another public fishing there.
Yeah. Yeah, that would work out really nicely.
And there's a couple of spots, you know, but yeah, the caves over here, yeah.
I think there's actually a hiking trail through those caves up there.
Yeah, I'm not sure where, but we can go. Oh, there was a sign there about caves, so we'll probably take that road and
Yeah. There's parking in there too, so.
do that. That'd be cool.
Really narrow highway. For how wide of a load I am, 10 feet wide. I think the lane is barely 10 feet wide. Here it looks like I have a load on the yellow line and on the white line, so. I really don't want to meet another wide load.
Customs officers were really nice about it.
Yeah, in the booth, he was trying to talk to the officers on the radio, and I'm like, I can go through the X-ray. He goes, you feel comfortable with that? I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. It's only 10 feet wide. I've gone 10 feet to 8 inches wide through there. He goes, okay, as long as you feel comfortable, we'll send you through the X-ray. Because the other option is, if they don't send you through the X-ray, they pull you to the side, and then you have an officer go through your cab and investigate everything, and it all takes quite a bit longer. I'm like, I'll just go through the X-ray. I pulled up to the X-ray booth, and the guy comes and walks up to me, and I'm like, yep, no problem. 10 feet wide, should be no problem pulling through here. Okay, just give me a second. He walked around, started the machine up. Drove through, super polite,
Yeah.
professional customs agents.
Yeah, both of them are pretty awesome. You have to answer that it's about 14 feet wide though.
Yeah, so it's 14 feet wide, the scanner. You wouldn't want to load in there 14 wide, but 12 through there comfortably, as long as you take your time. 1 foot on either side. Here we kind of come out of the gorge and end up in the big wide open area again. I think I'll call the video there once we get to town of Salt Lake. That's in 6 miles. A little early for the end of the video, but I am hot and want to open the windows again. And Jess said the sound was horrible a week ago, a week and a little bit ago, when we had the windows open. So
You could hear us, but it wouldn't be a fun video.
yeah.
It wouldn't get views.
And then for the rest of the week, I promise I'll shoot the video earlier in the morning and not have the windows in the bunk open as well. So I'm sure the audio is not great for this video either. So we're getting all that chattering and stuff from outside. But it's hot. And I thought I was a big boy and could handle it. It's hot.
Time for shorts and tank top.
I did not pack any shorts. Why would I not pack any shorts?
Your problem is most of the job sites don't let you.
Yeah, but
So
I
you
could,
have to
I could I could change into shorts once I was done loading.
Yeah. I think that's what you did last summer. Too.
Yeah, I did that quite often. It's like anytime I come up to the customer or the shipper, change into long pants, long sleeves.
You need the ones that zip on.
Yeah, the zip off ones would be handy.
Yeah.
And basically, anywhere you see a field that's growing green over here down, it's all irrigated.
Really dry.
There's Soap Lake in the background. Well, actually, this is Soap Lake, but the town is Soap Lake in the background. So I was talking to our one of our mobile supervisors that drives around and pickups and talks to us. I showed him my tires and showed him the weird wear. I'm like, because of the torque, and he just goes, "You not run with your diff locks, or not diff locks, the power divider lock on?" I'm like, "No, should we?" He goes, "Drivers that run with their power divider lock on all the time, just leave it on, have more even tire wear." I'm like, I'm gonna try that. There's no real harm in just leaving that switch on. Have both axles provided with power. And said that way the tires spin a bit less when you're taking off. You don't burn as much rubber. So I'm gonna try that and see if the tires wear a lot more even. Because I found the axle that never gets power wears really even, but the axle with power wears very uneven. So we'll test it out. I mean, it'll take all of next winter to test it out and see what the tires look like next spring. But test it out anyway.
People in the lake. It seems tempting.
Yeah, it's hot enough to go jump in the lake now. The water would be very cold still, but the air temperature is hot, so if you go jump in the water, cool off, and come back out, you could warm up again right away. beautiful old little town. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, supporting us, and just watching the videos to the end. Can't ask for more than that. Thank you. You see news. Oh, that smells good.
We are hungry.
Oh, that smells good. I don't know who's barbecuing, but I want some. Oh yeah. That makes me hungry. This is what happens when you run with the windows open. You smell all the smells. Anyway, thank you. We are out of here. You guys rock.
Adios.